I think as we have done in the previous session about the strategy execution model, now when I'm just talking about this important perspective about the dimension of strategic approaches. Okay, now as you can see that there are four different important dimensions of we can say strategic approaches. On the XN side, you can see that industry predictability for relevant time horizon, and on the Y axis we have the company's desire, need, and ability. That is called DNA. Okay, now, definitely, there are certain perspective in which a particular industry can fit into any of this particular quadrant. Okay, we'll understand the quadrant first of all. The first quadrant, you can say that is called your position and conquer. Okay, now what is position and conquer first of all? You can see that adapt within the industry, high analytical predictability. Okay, now when I'm just talking about this particular Anubhav, I think, am I audible? Guys, am I audible to everyone? Please kindly confirm. I think Anubhav is not able to hear. Anubhav, kindly please check your, I think, system. Might be some technical issue at your end. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dikshita. Thank you, Adam. Yeah, guys. So we are talking about the position and the conquer. We are actually talking about the strategy of the company when they have the high analytical predictability of the market environment, we can say, and they are adapting within the industry. Okay, for example, let us suppose any new company started in a particular market, and whenever they are strategizing their future plans, their vision, their tactics in order to sustain themselves in the long run, they always need to keep in mind that they have to develop a plan in such a manner so that they can actually sustain some position. Here, the term position means we are talking about the market leadership. Okay, as I told you, like the very basic example about a particular company. Let's suppose we are talking about the company like Reliance. It started from a very basic venture, and now they are expanding their business in different part or different, you could say, sectors in India, especially talk about. We talk about Adani Group. Okay, how the Adani Group started from, you could say, the aviation industry. Now they are actually entering into cement industry, in port management. Okay, what I'm just talking right now, adapt within the industry. Whether the particular brand or a company, they would be able to sustain their position or not in the industry. And along with that, they have to develop a plan in such a manner so that they can stay competitive in the market. So a company having high analytical predictability, they can understand the market, they can understand the future of the market as well. All those industry will come under position and the conquer, because they have that leadership quality, they have that standing in the market, and they can conquer, when they can win, they can work prominently, they can dominate the market as well. Next important point which comes under redefining strategy. Redefining is nothing but basically shape the industry with high analytical predictability. Now, what is shaping the industry first of all? Okay, as you know that different company actually set the standards and change the behavior of the particular person purchasing power. Okay, now we can talk about, like, since the moment this Ola, Uber services, you could say cab services came into India, they are actually changing the habit of the Indian people to transport or to commute from one place to other. We talk about this online, you could say, grocery ordering system. It was not popular before the pandemic, especially in India, if I'm talking right now. Somehow a particular industry is getting or jumping into Indian market, and they are shaping the industry, means they are actually giving a different insights, a different end route in order to sustain in the market as well. So you can see that use this analysis and simulation to determine how the industry can be shaped to benefit both the industry and the company as well. Now you can see that we talk about this online payment systems, internet banking. Okay, we talk about the industries like mobile industry, we talk about cement industry, we talk about medical service, we talk about education, we talk about how the different, you could say, perspective and the parameter which the company is using, and these parameters are basically shaping both the industry and the company in the long run. Now make sure, like we talk about Paytm. we talk about Byju's. These companies are basically the best example of shaping the industry. Okay. Moving to the next part is reinvent. Reinvent means restructure yourself. Restructure yourself. Like what the Tata did actually with their nano products. What other example we can come under when it's come to reinvent? That is about the rebrand yourself. Okay, so whenever a particular company like Maruti did in India, especially, they reinvent themselves by opening up the you could say premium car segment with Maruti Nexa. Okay, these are the companies which comes under reinvent strategies. Okay, because they are the one who will definitely shape the industry. Yes, definitely. Okay, then we come to maintain foresight and flexibility. Foresight and flexibility, you can talk about adapt within the industry. And what is a meaning of this foresight and the flexibility? Foresight is mean nothing but the power of imagination. Because the think tank of the company, we talk about the example of Ratan Tata, we talk about the example of Ambani, we talk about the example of Adani. These players, we can say, of the market, they are projecting the future like anything, and they are the one, whatever they thought, they implement. Okay, to talk about Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India. Once he actually take over the charge as a Prime Minister in India, the situation in India has drastically transformed when it's come to corruption, when it's come to, say, all the basic parameter I'm talking right now is definitely Microsoft. We talk about Intel, we talk about Apple, that all are the companies basically, IKEA we talk about, Decathlon we talk about. These all are the companies basically will come under maintain foresight and flexibility. Clear, guys? I think this is the basic 4 dimensions we have. Definitely there are a lot of examples which we can quote over here and we can justify, we can understand this philosophy. Clear, guys? Everyone? Shall we move? Yes, Anubhav, it's correct. Shall we move, guys, to the next point? Now, when it's come to the next important part, that is about the approaches to strategic planning. Now, you can see on my slide, on the left-hand side, we have the analysis. Analysis maybe in terms of SWOT analysis we are talking right now. Strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. Whenever we need to analyze a particular company or analyze a particular company situation in the environment, we have to go for SWOT analysis only. We have some guidelines as well, guidelines in terms of the company's values, company's principles, company's guiding tools, which will actually govern their ethical values, their morals, and their, you could say, determination toward customer support or customer satisfaction. Now, it is very simple that because the first thing which comes under it is called the appreciative inquiry. Now, what do you mean by this appreciative inquiry, corpus, rios, and playing to win? It means that appreciative inquiry is nothing but basically, when I'm just talking about any company, they have to keep in mind that what exactly the target you want to achieve. What is your core? What are your USPs? Based on their USPs only, the company will define their USP, they define their core, like the Tata, what the Tata did, okay, what the Reliance is doing in the market right now, what Tesla is doing, okay, what DMart is doing right now. They discover the need of the people, they dream it off, they design, and they deliver. What the Apple is doing as well, what Byju's is doing as well, what Paytm is doing as well. Corpus Rios. Corpus means you need to describe yourself, who, what, and how. It actually talks about the future state of the company. It actually talks about the how to win the market, how to grab the market. Okay, that is called the corpus rios. Okay, and last one is called the playing to win. Playing to win is basically nothing but each and every company want to capture the market as early as possible, but it is not a one night affair. It's not a 1 day affair, or a 1 month affair, we can say. It is basically a gradual process through which a company can actually win or company can grab a particular market in the long run. Okay, like what a DMart actually started was the best example, because there were a lot of, you could say, big players in the market, And even though the big players for the market like Big Bazaar, we talk about Reliance, beating them, it's not an easy task for the companies. Okay, they have to strategize their industry in such a manner so that somehow they need to understand how to win, and then we need to inculcate the habit of winning to the market as well. So that is basically because, see, guys, there are a lot of terms are mentioned over here, but we need to understand the basic importance of what is appreciative inquiry, what is corpus reus, and what is playing to win. Clear, guys, everyone? Because these all are the very, very important, we can say, because I can understand there are few individuals in the class are experienced, not experienced. This is all about imagination, exactly. Because once you expose, once you are exploring yourself, once you're an experienced individual, you can understand how exactly market works, how exactly industry works. Clear? Is it clear, please, everyone? Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Now, the next important topic which comes under the picture, that is called Porter's generic strategy. We discussed Porter five forces model, if you do remember. Porter's five forces model, if you do remember. Now, there's the next important strategy which talks about the Porter's generic strategies now. Now, when I'm just talking about the Porter's generic strategy, as you can see that on one side, on the parallel side, we can say that is a broad and narrow. We're talking about the market where business compete, and competitive advantage is differentiation or the cost as well. Okay, so let us understand this particular topic in detail or with the help of some examples directly, I think so. Okay, so when I'm just talking about the Porter's generic strategy, we are talking about the company and we are analyzing them on the basis of these four basic parameters. One is called cost leadership, cost focus, differentiation leadership, and the next one is differentiation focus. Okay, I'll definitely give you this example over here. Let's move to the next slide, I think so. So guys, first of all, as we can talk about the cost leadership. Now, what is cost leadership? The company's market is very broad. They are targeting the broader market and they are actually winning the market because of the cost only, manufacturing cost. You can see that. When we talk about the cost leadership, we talk about the industries, those who are actually winning the market based on the cost only, manufacturing cost, and they are covering the broader market, like Bisleri, Coca-Cola. Yes, guys, are you getting my point? Cost leadership we are talking right now. Because these are the companies, those who always want to, you could say, promote themselves because they are the most competitive firm in terms of advantage of cost. And because of the cost advantage, they are basically expanding like anything in the Indian market or throughout the world, we can say. Any other example we can quote? Yes, definitely. Cost of the product we're talking about, like McDonald's. Why the McDonald's is basically working on the cost leadership only. Yes, yes. Cost leadership. Any other example? Domino's, yes, very good. Parle-G. KFC, yeah, I can say because of economies of scale. Maggie, yes, not Reebok, Anubhav. Not Reebok, yes. Maggie is one of the part we can include in that. What else? Okay, what else? Patanjali, very good example, Sean. Very, very good example. Amul, yes, very good example. Sridevi, Bata, Balaji, Dabur, very, very fantastic, guys. Thanks, I think you understood this part. Next one, we have the cost Himalayas product, yes. When we have the cost focus now. Okay, now when we're talking about the cost focus, we are talking about their cost is definitely very low, but they're very narrow market actually, market share or market competitions. But I'm just talking over here that a particular company whose main focus is basically cost. Now, basically, when the situation arises, first of all, that we need to understand. So, any idea about when the cost is low to the company, but their main focus is cost, and that's the reason they are actually serving into the narrow market only. Tiger Biscuits, okay. MTR, I think you've heard about it. MTR, that also will come under cost focus actually. Samsung will not come under cost, yeah. Grocery item usually, definitely. But this will come under cost focus only. Jet Airways, yeah, we can say. Because see, these companies are basically targeting a niche market only, a limited market only. Okay. Haldirams, yes, very good example. Cost, because see, when like we talk about one more example of Karachi Bakery. Okay. So these are the companies basically who are dealing in a particular niche market only, and they are serving their products in the market. Okay, yes, guys. Then we have the differentiation leadership. Now, what is differentiation leadership basically? Because these companies are basically the distinct company based on their uniqueness, quality, and personality. Uniqueness, quality, and the person. Niche market means you are targeting a small group, a particular segment. That is called niche market. NICHE, niche markets. So differentiation leadership is basically all about the companies, those who are actually targeting the markets based on their unique style or unique features. Any example? Differentiation. Cadbury, yes. Apple, Nike, Levi's. Even like very basic example, if I'm talking about the natural ice cream, if you heard about that. Raymond, yes, very good example. Good. Dell, yes. Intel. We talk about Jockey. I think that will come under differential leadership actually. Yes. Dog Foods, yes. Very good. Very good example. Puma, yes. Good. Inox. Because these companies are basically approaching to the market with a very limited Realme, Costco, yes. Very good example. Last one, we have the differentiation focus now. Differentiation focus, in which the product differentiated, but the market is narrow. Product is differentiated, but market is narrow. What does it mean? What example we can cover up? So the market is narrow. Yes, Johnson, very good example. We talk about sanitary pads companies, Stay Free, Whisper. These all will come under differential focus only. Consumable item like shampoo, I don't think so. It will come under this, but especially like when we talk about the professional part, okay, that exactly will come under this examples. Prestige definitely will come under this. Okay. See guys, examples you can search anywhere. Okay, we've got a lot of examples which comes under this four broader categories. Yes, Chrysler Lens is very, very good example. Thomas. I hope so, guys. These examples are clear to you. Because see, guys, this topic is all about exploring yourself. Okay. So up to what extent we can explore, that is the one of the most important perspective. I hope so, guys, it's clear. This Porter's generic strategies, everyone. You can just go through all more examples, I think. Okay, sure. And this is, I think, international strategies. I think I'll start from next class on. Okay. We are also late, I think, so 9:40 already today. So I think this international strategies, I'll start from Monday. Okay, then we'll discuss about this ocean, big red ocean, white oceans. Okay, so that I think we'll start in the next class now.